Hi guys, it's Erica Stone, and today I want to show you how to create a beautiful looking lead magnet using even a free account at Canva. I'm on the Canva home screen, and the first thing you want to do is click Custom Size. Change the drop-down box here from pixels to inches. Enter 8.5 in the first box and 11 in the second, and create your new design. This is going to give you just a single page as a blank canvas, and you should, by default, land on the Templates tab here on the left. In the search box, type the word magazine and enter. This will show you a bunch of magazine-themed templates, and what we're looking for is one that has 1 to 5 pages, see in the corner, 1 to 5 pages, and as you hold your mouse over them, they'll scroll through the 5 pages. We want one that looks like it has a good layout. Ignore the colors in the photos because you're going to change all those. This one actually looks like it could work. We need space for text. We don't want too many images. We want some, but not too many. And I think I'm going to go with this one here. Click on the template that you like, and then click the Apply All 5 Pages button. That's going to take just a second, but it will load all the 5 pages from that template. Now, we need to go through item by item and adjust it to fit your content. And I'm going to assume you've already written your lead magnet content. You just need to put it into some nice looking images here. So let's say I'm going to do a lead magnet about email marketing, and I want the title to be Triple Your Business. Triple Your Business. Now, as I type that, it's obviously too big for the space, and that's where these little handles come in handy. I'm going to first shrink it vertically, then I'm going to spread it horizontally. Then I'm going to click off of it, click on this yellow box, and expand it a bit. And then go back to the font, and I can use the toolbar up here to change the font size. So I'm going to go for something bigger. I want even bigger than that. Go to 56 and then spread it. There we go. Now, I need to mention email marketing somewhere in here, and I also need to replace the photo since I'm not doing anything about food. On the left sidebar, click Photos, and let's just type in email. Now, because I'm using a free account, I need to make sure, in this case, I'm looking for images that say free in the corner here. So, but I'd also like it to say email marketing. Yeah, that's what I should search for. Email marketing. And I still need one that's free that says email marketing. They're not going to give me one. That's okay. If I find the right one, like this actually shows a computer. It's free. If I drag it over, now I have this where I want it. I could click the crop button and reposition the image itself in the spot so it's centered, and click done. And you know what, I actually want this screen to be a little lower. So I'm going to click crop again, and I can't lower it because it's the same size as the space allotted for the photo, but I can drag it, make it bigger. Then I can drop it down because I have more room to work with. And I still want to kind of center it in those lines. Then click done. That works for me. Now on the side here, I could click this text option on the left and scroll through some text options. This is a free one. Ignore the color again. Click it. It's going to add it onto your canvas. And now I want to drag it into place here. I'm going to play with it a little bit. So some of these preformatted fonts, see how there's two sets of lines, blue lines, one's dotted, and then there's another one. That means there's two items that are grouped together. And while I have them highlighted, I'm going to click the three dots and ungroup them. Now they're separate, so I can pull them apart and move them around. I want to get rid of one, so while this first one is highlighted, I'm going to click the delete icon. I'm going to move this one up to the center, and I'm going to change the color because I don't want pink. So clicking the color option up here opens the color picker, and what do I want to go with my yellow? I think I'm going to try orange. I'm going to highlight all the text here and change it to say with email marketing. Now again, it's too big, so I'm going to change it vertically and then drag horizontally, and then I'm going to highlight it all and use the font size option up here to change it to something bigger. Here we go. And I want to just cockeye it a little bit, so I'm going to use the little bar to turn it. Okay, so that's not too bad. Now, every item on the page can be changed. So I could change the colors of this yellow box if I wanted. We can change the color of the font here, etc. But you need to pay attention to every little detail because let's zoom the size up to 75. And now I can see there's words here as if it really were a magazine with a price and everything, and I don't want that. So I'm going to delete that item and just scroll through. Okay, and now I need to change these pieces to suit my content. Now I'm not going to do that because I think you get the idea. You'd highlight them and change them to fit whatever you wanted your lead magnet to say. But I do want you to remember to zoom in and check every little detail and change them all. So even here, they're mentioning a page number at the end of these sections. You'll end up going through and adding your page numbers or counting your page numbers and then making sure that you note the correct page number back on these little pieces. But now let's zoom back here to 50 just so we can see a little better. So every page you would go through and change to fit your content. And again, this picture doesn't work. This is a table of contents page. So when you want to change the picture, go to Photos on the left, enter a search phrase for something related to your topic. I'm going to enter, like, desk is a good one I like to go to. And let's add, we know we need something that allows this text to show over here. So it needs to be free, and it needs to have some white space on the right side. This could work if we crop it. I'm going to drag it over. Now, that's not showing anything of value, but while it's when you click on it, so it's highlighted, you can hit crop, and then let's move this stuff over. Click done and see what it looks like. Okay, so now the coffee cup is over the text, not all the way. So if I crop it again, could move it a little more. I can actually crop it again and increase it. So I could move that coffee cup more to the right, click done. Oops, I'm a little bit to the one side. Okay, so now the text shows pretty well. I'm going to crop it one more time, move it to the left. Okay, now it shows, and it's a little dark, so this text doesn't stand out as well. But I could actually slide the text down. I'm just going to move it down here, line this one up with it. These purple lines are telling you when things are lined up. I actually think this looks like the font looks a little small. Let's look at 100 and see if it's still legible. Yep, that still works. Okay, so go back to 50 so I can just start working. So this table of contents would have to be changed to fit whatever your page numbers will be when you're done. But if you don't need, this is really just 2 columns of text. So if you highlight them and let's say you only have 5 items, so you want to delete some here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, let's leave it at 6, and then click on the other column, and we can delete the text we don't need here. These little numbers are hard to get. I'm going to delete them. Okay, and then of course you'd have to come back here, change your page numbers and your titles. So you'd go through each page this way, making photo changes, making text changes, making color changes, making page number changes. Make sure you got everything. And when you have, if you're on a free account, you will come across images that have cross lines and watermarks, and that means it's a paid account image. If you downloaded this, it would ask you to pay to do so because this image is only available in the Pro account. So that is a definite sign that you want to replace this image. So we would drag something else over here that was free. That one's not going to look very good. Find a different free one here. Maybe something like that. So you'd replace all of these. Now, we only have 5 pages here, but suppose you have a 10-page PDF. You can duplicate any of these pages and then move them up and down. So let's say we like this layout on page 3 here, and we want to add it again later in the document. We click the plus sign above it, and then this is our duplicate. It comes right after the page that we copied, and you can use the up-down arrows to reposition it. So let's say we wanted to move it 2 pages down. So you can add however many additional pages you want. Just keep them. I try not to have 2 of the same layout back to back. And you can always double check your layout by clicking this double numbered box here, and that will show you all of your pages as they are, so you can see if you have 2 that have the same layout that are back to back, or which layout looks better, which images you want to change, and then click the X to go back. Okay, so let's assume that you've made all the changes. You've gone through and changed all the content to your text. You've checked your page numbers. You've replaced all the images. You don't have any paid images in here if you're working with a free account. Everything is ready to go. I'm going to show you another trick in turning this into a PDF that will actually load more quickly for your end user. So when all of your changes are done, you're going to click the download button in the upper right. And if you click the file type option, there is a PDF, standard and print, but when they print, when you use the PDF option, you can't go back and put hyperlinks in your lead magnet, which you may want to do. Also, it's a pretty heavy file because these aren't really compressing the images the same way you might be able to otherwise. So I prefer to download them as a set of PNG images. Click download, and it's going to, when you have more than one canvas here, it's going to download them as a zip folder. We're going to go ahead and let that download, and then when that zip file is saved, it'll take just a few minutes. The more pages you have, the more time it takes. And when that's done, we're going to open it up. I'm going to save it here. And then I'm going to open my containing folder where it's stored. I'm going to extract all the images so I can work with them. And that may take a minute too to open up. Now, so all my images are here, and they're in order because I didn't use, let me go back to Canva and show you. In Canva, see how you could change the page title up here? When you actually put a page title in there, they download in alphabetical order. instead of in the order you have them. So I leave them blank. That way you'll get page 1, page 2, all ready for you in your folder. Okay, let's go back. So I extracted all my images, and now I want to put them into a Word document. So I have a blank Word document. Now you could use Google Docs or whatever word processing software you have, but you want to change the layout, change your margins, and click the custom option and get rid of all your margins. So you want to go right to the edges with your photos. So they'll look crisp, clear, color will be all the way through. Oops, okay, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. It didn't like my numbers. Okay, I'm gonna have to use the down arrow. Fine, I was trying to save time. Let's click it all down to 0. Okay, I'm gonna hit OK. Obviously, I've left something not right. What does it not like? Oh, ignore. I don't care that it prints outside the margins. Okay, so now we're right here at the edge of our pages, and I'm going to insert page breaks just to create some blank pages so I have room to work with. Scroll back up to the top. Now we're just going to go back and forth from our folder, copying a page or an image here, copy it, go back to Word, paste, and the full image takes up the full width and height of the page. And I'm going to go back to my folder and grab the second page, copy it, back to my document, paste it in, go back and forth. I think you get the idea here. Copy, paste. Okay, now suppose that I want to add a hyperlink somewhere. I want to add a link to, let's get another page in here because I think there's one that had a better layout for adding a link. Let's copy this one and put him in. Okay, so these are images, but in your word processing software, you ought to be able to insert, I'm on insert a text box. And we're going to draw the text box. And in this case, let's just say we're going to put our hyperlink right here. Now I can type a hyperlink to my site, let's say. And highlight it all. Make it a link. Set to my website. Click OK. Click off of there. Now I need to format it. Get rid of the line. So right click, format the shape. Let's put no line on there. And now I can drag this text box into place so it looks like, I could even put it up here if I wanted. Line it up with the text, maybe increase the size a tiny bit. And now I've got inside my document that's made entirely of images and a hyperlink that's actually clickable so that when I save it as a PDF, we're going to put it in the right file here. We're going to save it as PDF. When it opens up and I scroll through to the page that has the hyperlink, down here, where'd it go? Oh, ended up with a blank page. See, if I hover over it, it's clickable, and if I click it, it would bring up my website. And that is how you create a lead magnet that looks good, that you can convert to PDF, but using free tools in Canva. And there it is. It took me to my website. Just took it itself a little bit. So you just want to make sure that first in Canva, You're going through and changing each item you want to change. If it's the color of the boxes, if it's text, images, check every page number. Make sure that as you go through all the details when you're done, flow, no spelling errors, etc. Download it, extract your files, then use a blank document to paste the images in order. Again, double check that everything looks good. And then you can add text boxes. I could delete this blank page. Bring my image up. And then check, any hyperlinks that you've added. Make sure they work. Save your document as a PDF, convert it, and you're good to go. And then you have a PDF you could load onto your website, inside a website post, or as the, again, lead magnet for enticing people to opt into your email list. I hope you find that helpful. Thanks.